Hi guys, I last month introduced Lenormand readings for February, March, and this month I'm going to do March and April for Gypsy. Some believe that Gypsy cards are actually the evolution of Lenormand cards. There are actually 52 cards in a deck versus 36 in regular Lenormand deck. So I'm going to do the grand tableau with all the cards on the table, where it's going to give us a whole bunch of situation and kind of possibilities. And it could be your story. It doesn't have to be your story because the energies are here from everybody who are actually viewing. So just keep in mind that the cards have their individual meanings, but interpretation of the cards in this big spread requires a deep understanding of how adjacent or associated cards influence the interpretation. Also guys, take advantage of the two promotions, annual Taroscopes and right now it's a great time. They're right now on sale, so you're getting one sign for 10 bucks and all signs for 20, so you can check somebody else, or you can check your ascendant and Venus sign and Mars sign. So this is a great opportunity. But the best part of my special is my speed up promotion, so you are not waiting 3 weeks anymore for the readings. So I'm actually upgrading whatever the term was before, so 3 weeks is now 1 week, so becoming a rush reading, and the rush reading, which was week, is now 3 days. And if you really want an urgent reading, you're going to get it within 24 hours, and if you're North America, most likely the same day. So guys, check my website www.cattarot.ca for more information. You can also find me on Instagram and on Facebook, where I actually also publish daily Taroscopes. So let's jump in. Hi Capricorns, and welcome to your March-April Gypsy Oracle spread. Please tell me if you like this and how this resonates with you, because this is very complicated and extremely draining. So just think about having 52 balls up in the air for 20 minutes. It's exhausting. So if you guys don't like it, I can stop, kind of like, no problem, because this is one, if not the one, that is most exhausting from all. So as I said in the introduction, Lenormand is sort of like something that was foundation of this, and this could be a possible evolution. But also here we see lots of people and what people have, emotions and thoughts. So that's kind of like really interesting to find out, that we can find all this kind of machinations. And also this is a general spread, so don't fret if something looks negative and this is not you. Just bridge on like water under bridge, out of you go. When I do this personally for you, then actually the energy is much better. And of course, it's like there is like a focus as well. So okay, so we have 4 main significators over here, and it's kind of like really interesting, but don't kind of like focus that you have to be that one. They can be anything. So the other one can be a person inquiring or somebody from the past, etc. So there is a wife, which could be a wife, or a single person, a lord, which could be a married person, a person in a relationship, or simply a professional. And then we have the lover, which can be a single fellow, and sweetheart, which can be a single lady as well. But they're like young lady, there is a foe, there is enemy, a whole bunch of X's. Because in particular, I want to see in this period what the heck is going on, because many of you are wondering if somebody else is coming back, and the X's are coming next week as well. So I'm kind of like well prepared for this kind of like time frame. So let's see what's going on here. Kind of like, I have to say, from all 12, and you're the last one, and the only reason why you're the last one like is because I'm Aquarius. I couldn't wait for Aquarius to be last, so sorry guys. So I'm going to take an extra good care of you as a result, because sugar comes last, as Germans say, Zucker comes last. So what I really like about this, first of all, I see a wife and Lord. So there is obviously a couple which loves each other, which there is like commitment with some of you. Maybe currently you are not together, right? Maybe something has been a really bad surprise. The foe over here, you see, foe comes right next to faithfulness and death. So end of faithfulness. Somebody messed up and ta-da, kind of a thing. So, but at least what I can say in this situation is that person gets it. You know, I get these people for counseling and for coaching who kind of like want to repair their relationships, and especially it's really difficult to work with couples because you always feel, you know, it's very important not to take sides. And you clearly see what's the problem, right? And the problem sometimes is like the person who is the problem cannot see that, or they feel they have been wronged. Sometimes the cheater really feel they're wrong. Somehow like that, I kind of like feel over here, right? But the fact that you have this bad surprise, somebody kind of like really, you know, it could be something that you don't know about this entire situation yet. Maybe the situation is just going to resurface somehow. But I do have to tell you, having such a strong positioning of love over here, one of the partners is being cornered for sure, right? So it's going to kind of like play a role to kind of like come to some kind of conclusion in situation. Now, this is kind of like really interesting over here because foe can be somebody hypocritical. So what I was saying, somebody can be a cheater but feel they are the victim in this whole situation. Oh, I just did it, you made me. And it's the oldest story in the universe. Frankly, I'm so tired. I heard it so many times. But when it kind of reverses, it can talk about that the danger is imminent and that you already know your love rival, you know, or that you already have that love rival, or somebody resurfacing. Maybe somebody managed to hide it undercover, keep it undercover, and now bad surprise, right? Hello. And it can become in kind of like, you know, shape of genital warts or stuff like that, right? Because seems to be a committed relationship that almost like can be for some of you kind of temporary, felt like temporary slipped, right? And this also could be a divorced person or somebody definitely who is simply into finding attraction with a person who are in committed relationship, because it's almost like a mean of conquering this kind of like in this kind of situation. So this also can be somebody at work as well. And so keep in mind that you are leaving some doors open, and when you leave doors open, I'm not saying that your partner shouldn't be free to do everything they want, but yeah, I am saying that because the reason why we are in a committed relationship is because certain things are off the table. Unless you have open relationship, which usually never ends well for anybody, and frankly even the couples who tell me that they love that don't end well. So because of this, it's going to be some extended suffering and issues. There could be children involved into that. Somebody is going to even threaten with a marriage. We'll see the prison is reversed and saying like, you bastard or whatever, right? So it's going to be definitely kind of like interesting thing. So it's going to be that fine line. Do you really want to try to build on the love that definitely exists? Or are you going to focus? Actually, to be really, really honest, and I told you, like usually the cheater feels that they are like the victim. And they are, oh, pardon me, they're not. Clearly, they're not. But in this case, I'm telling you, clearly somebody was really pushing that really, really hard. So it could be that they have been taken advantage in a moment of weakness, you know, like such as, like, I don't know, they were crying and confessing something. And, oh, sure, just like put your head on my shoulders. And next thing you know, what was this movie with Demi Moore? Jesus, what was this called? I guess some of you will refresh my memory. With Michael Douglas, where she was coming on to him and he was married and he didn't want to. And he was saying, no, I know. and basically he ended up suing her for sexual harassment, right? So kind of like I see that somebody was like really, really, really strongly coming on, because look at him. He is feeling like that his life exploded in his face. It's like, what the heck is going on? What is right? What is real? What is not real? He's not with this person anymore. That's for sure. But I see that the seed of doubt is being placed and the trust is eroded, and that's an issue. But I have to tell you, I'm reassuring you that the love is there. Now, I have the sweetheart and I have the lover, and this time, like when we have Mercury retrograde, we have lots of times kind of like reuniting, because look, she's coming right next to the child, and child talks about something from the past, something that is maybe lingering, maybe something that is like even over with, right? It's not necessarily, somebody that we are like suffering and really thinking about it, because there is a sadness over here, but sort of like is coming after that, right? So the simplest excuse me, my voice is all over because I kind of had a flu. I'm still kind of like going through it for about 8 days. So this is talking also about possibly somebody who really has a big desire for motherhood or pregnancy, but it's not going to really happen. It's kind of like almost talking about some kind of failed plans, but also kind of about something in the past that maybe was something that could look like hopeful. Again, somebody was not mature enough. I see these pleasure seekers next to this lover. Journey is reversed. Something didn't move forward, right? It could be that you never reached the stage of sort of like having committed relationship, that kind of something was still kind of like multiple dating other people, and that kind of like didn't work for one person, and actually didn't work for anybody. But this person looks like you left an imprint on this person, because this person is waiting. There is expectation of something, and it looks like they're really smitten with specifically your looks. And actually it's kind of really weird because they have a constancy over here. It's something, oops, pardon my focus, something is like really happening that that can kind of like make them want to rebuild. But it's kind of like weird because, like you see, that's what I said, something is going to happen after this, because the constancy is here, and constancy just talks about steadiness and being reliable and solid, and like all these words that I'm telling, especially if you're a lady, you're going yes, yes, and yes, right? And loyalty and sincerity is rewarded. So great, then why haven't you been loyal to me in the first place, sort of a thing, right? And then right after we have the house reversed, and we have despair over here, and we have the merchant reversed, and sorrow. So it is kind of like really kind of weird. You might probably clue me in over here, because like maybe some of you are really hesitant. Maybe somebody did leave a big imprint on you. Maybe you even had a baby with this person, sort of like a baby daddy kind of a situation. And now the baby daddy is realizing, oh, it's a Mercury retrograde. Why am I having these feelings? I really, really want to be with my ex. And there is like this reunion kind of like coming to the surface. It's kind of interesting because here is this money, and I know that you guys in particularly are not just money, even though you're an earth sign. It is kind of like very important to you. The merchant is here, so there is some kind of loss and there is like some kind of win, to a point that you're going to be really puzzled in which direction to go. So I'm going to tell you that this person who used to kind of like waver their attention, let's put it nicely, in all direction, is going to be the one who is now going to be jealous. You're going to be, some of you will be very guarded. Some of you are not going to be immediately replying to text messages. You're going to say, you can wait. You can wait. I can have my coffee. I can watch my movie tomorrow, kind of a thing. So it kind of like looks to me like positioning is going to take place, but keep in mind the reunion is here, but even that reunion is going to be very guarded, very, very guarded, kind of like the card where both of you meet is a doctor. So if this is somebody from the past, then kind of like you need to kind of like focus, kind of like trust maybe somebody who is advisor, somebody who actually can be even close to you, who kind of like can give you like advice. Okay, hey sweetie, hey daughter, marriage is not easy. It literally can be a doctor, a medicine man, or a woman, but it can be anybody who kind of like can connect with you on a real emotional level. So it definitely tells me that some kind of healing is taking place, that communication is opening, that the old wounds are sort of like placed to rest, and simply kind of like there is like still something from the past that is strongly connecting the two. But then another card where you connect is despair, the jealousy. I think the moment when you hit the spot is going to be, this kind of like doesn't feel right, because the jealousy is like always feeling cheated and betrayed and humiliated, debased, I don't know, great scandals, or I don't want to deal with this, like you're just like creating all those things that I had to kind of like put to rest, like a coming back. I don't want it in my life. And yet you kind of like do want to move forward with this person, but you have this horrible fear. So hello to Mercury retrograde. It's going to be very interesting, guys, because it's a mixed emotion. You will have to figure out, some of you, if you're strong enough to go through it, because frankly this is a good exercise. If you guys are meant to be with this partner, or if you're a single person, you're moving forward, it's going to be kind of like really interesting dating, because you will trust and then you will stop trusting, then you will trust again, you'll stop trusting, and you're wondering, well, do I really want to continue or do I not want to continue, right? But I think this is a good attitude, like, you know what, let's be guarded, but let's be kind of like conservative. Like, it's very important for me this person looks good on a paper, they're reliable, I'm checking like if they are doing the stuff they say that they are doing. And the good news is like you have learned something from your past experiences. You have learned clearly what you want and what is causing you kind of like pain. So it's that line in sand, that invisible line in sand, that you right now know that you have to stop the person before they cross it, because when they cross it, you simply know you're not going to be happy. So you can as well call it quits at a time. So it's going to be up and down, up and down. So it's kind of like your reading is kind of really different from everybody else's, because I definitely see this cluster over here and this cluster over here. So looks like that couples will be dealt to deal with couple issues, singles will be dealt to deal with single issues. Yes, couples might have had an intruder, right? Which I kind of don't see it here. The singlehoods and singletons are simply moving on from the past relationship, even though some of them are reuniting and kind of like getting back together, but with a big question mark, with a big hesitation to, hey, do you deserve to be my mate? And I have worked on me so much, or you have hurt me so much, so it's going to be interesting. So Capricorns, I would love to hear your opinion on this. I would love to hear what you say. And sure, if you can give me your comments, that's really something that I really look forward to, because that's what I learn as well. And please share and like and subscribe, because if you subscribe, then you get invite for live kind of sessions. And lastly, to get your own reading, please contact me via www.cattarot.ca. Until the next time, I love you and all the best.